decided yet if you will take this case to the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg?
I'm thinking and praying about it, and I had just a meeting with lawyers this week from all over Europe and Finnish lawyers, and we were talking about this issue, and I think that it would be the best solution. So I have not yet done the final decision, but it is very likely that I appeal, because I think that the decision from the Supreme Court, it was a very narrow vote. There was that judge who presented the verdict, he was in favor of me. And then there were 5 judges, 3 against me and 2 in favor of me. And so it was a very narrow vote, and that is also one reason to appeal to European Court of Human Rights. Because I think that it is a dangerous restriction of freedom of speech and also freedom of faith. So, and I think that it is important to continue to fight for these freedoms, and the freedom to stand for the biblical view of man.
Since the shocking news that you didn't get a full acquittal, how have you been feeling?
I have to admit that it was a shock to me. I just the day before the verdict, I was talking with my husband that how could we then celebrate the victory from the Supreme Court. So I didn't expect the conviction, because I had earlier 2 acquittals from the district court and then from the Court of Appeal, and they were all unanimous. So it was a shock to see that I'm convicted. Of course, there is the good side that the Bible tweet case, it was acquitted, but then the church booklet, it was they convicted it, and it is about freedom of speech, but it is also about freedom of faith, because in the convict of the Supreme Court, they say that if you say that homosexuality is a deviation from a normal God-created sexuality, then it is hate speech, because then they said that it is logical that you think that those people are inferior to other people, even though that I said in the pamphlet that all people are equal. We all have the same value as the image of God. So I think that the conviction was unfair, but also it is dangerous, because I'm not the only one who has spoken about these issues in Finland. We have thousands of similar publications and sermons and writings and books, and now I just talked with one man who said that he has written the same issues, and now he's afraid about his writings, and the LGBT advocates have said that now they are going to screen those writings in Finland also from other people. So this was just what I was afraid of about this conviction.
If the court in Strasbourg does not acquit you, what will be most concerning about that?
Of course, it would be concerning, because it is a precedent, but in fact also the decision from Supreme Court of Finland, it is a precedent that has an impact to other European countries which have similar laws about agitating against minorities, incitement against minorities. So I think that there is not so big difference if I'm convicted, but yes. if I will be acquitted, it would be a big victory for freedom of speech and freedom of faith, and that is of course important for all Europe, because we have seen this kind of restriction of these freedoms all over the Europe happening just now.
Norway has a pretty similar paragraph about hate speech. And even if we don't have one now, there's a chance there might be a similar case like this in Norway. How can Christians in Norway keep strong and stand fast in the middle of the possibility of this kind of persecution?
I want to encourage that even though that I have been in this legal case almost 7 years, I have all the time felt that this has been in God's hands, and He has turned evil things to good things. I have got so many wonderful opportunities to tell about these biblical issues, but also about Jesus in such places that I would never have had this possibility without it. In front of police, in courts, in many press conferences, and in many countries abroad. So I think that we don't have to be afraid. It is our calling to preach the gospel and to preach and teach what Jesus has taught and what He has told, and also about these, I would say, painful, contradictory issues of today that we see, because it is important for children and grandchildren that they would have that kind of society where Christian values are appreciated and they are free to express their convictions, also Christian faith, Christian beliefs. And that's why I want to urge Christians that for the younger generations, it is now time to be open about your faith.
Have you heard anyone who has become more bold or more aware or awakened in their faith because of what you have gone through?
I have got a lot of messages from that. A lot of messages, not only from Finland, but also from many countries. And I have got also messages from people who have told that they have found Christ. They have found salvation to their life when they have followed this case. When I have had such possibilities, for example, to be in many podcasts and many radio interviews, also in secular podcasts. And when I have told that if you do not yet know Jesus, you can pray Him to your life. I have got messages from people who told that they didn't know about Christianity anything, but when they heard this, they prayed, and now they are Christians. And also some gay people who have found Jesus and salvation, and also who agree and now support me. So I think that it has not been in vain to be in this process. So I'm thankful to God. He has been so good.
Yes. It has been a long process. Has it been worth it?
Yes, absolutely. It has been worth it. I have got so many good things during this process, and of course I have been so happy that also my family, my husband and my 5 grown-up children and their families, they are supporting me, and my 12 grandchildren. So it is lovely.